Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can create the bar chart. Alright, so the bar chart is here within the chart section of this assets panel, and we can drag it where we want, right? As you can see, if I'm going right towards right side, this is how the shape is taking. If I'm coming a little bit on the left side, a big vertical shape that it is taking. So depends on how we want, we can place it. Like if I'm coming on the central, it is taking the entire area. So let me put it over here and simply add the dimension. Now I have added some of the dimension into my master items, which I've given you as an exercise. So if I go on the master dimension, created few of the very simple dimension just for the exercise, and created few of the measures, right? So I can simply go ahead and add the dimension, let's say customer segment, and I want to add the measure, let's say profit, sum of profit. Alright, so now we have the information here, a very simple information about the profit by customer segment, and we can clearly see that corporate is the biggest one, whereas home office, small business, consumer are pretty much the same. Now as you can see, these are just 4 categories, so we can come over here and click and drag it towards the right, and as we are dragging it, you can see it is changing the bar space. So based on how we want to have a look and feel from the bar chart, we can put it. Okay, after that, let's come over here and review these sections. So first section is the data section, and over here we have the customer segment. We can add more dimension. We can add alternative dimension. I'll talk about that in later in a different video. What alternative dimensions are. Similarly, if you look at measure, you have one measure and you can add other measure if you want, as well as you have the option of adding an alternative measure, which I'll show you in a different video. After that, you have the option of doing this sorting, where you can open up these dimension and measure. By default, auto is enabled. You can disable it, and if you disable it, manual options are now given. So sort by expression, sort numerically, sort alphabetically, these options are available. And after that, even looking at the profit sum, you have the option of disabling it, where you will again get options like sort numerically, descending, solve alphabetically, little different from the dimension. So for now, I will just enable this. I will explain all of these different sorting options because sorting plays an important role, so maybe in a different video. Now include 0 values if you want to include 0 values, but if you don't want, just uncheck that. Very simple. If you have any calculation condition based on which you want to show the chart, you can specify that, and we will look at in a different example about how we can really enable the calculation conditions for the chart and make use of it, because it's a very important one. Then you have the reference line, because most of the time we want to add a reference line that maybe on 200k or maybe on 400k, so that we can clearly see whether we are reaching towards the target or not. So you can simply click on add reference line, give it a label, reference line expression. You want to give any color or anything, and finally, if you don't need, let's say you can even delete that. For now, let me delete that. After that, you have the appearance, where you have a lot of properties, which is general, where you can give title, subtitle, and footnote, as well as you have presentation, how you want to show the bar chart, vertical or horizontal. You can clearly do that. Scroll alignment, if there is a scrolling enabled, grid line spacing, by default auto, you can uncheck and manually specify. Value labels, again simple on and off, so you can clearly see if I enable it, you are getting the labels. And as you can see, it is smart enough that over here the bar is reaching towards the height, so in that case it has put the label inside, but here in this case it is outside of the bar as well as in black color, whereas this is in white color. So that's the kind of smart feature we get it. Similarly, you have the properties like color and legend by default auto, x-axis and y-axis, very similar properties about label and title, position, scale, medium. You have like wide, narrow and all, with which you can really experiment and make and basically put the look and feel which you want to use. But I just wanted to run it through quickly because many times we want standard, but sometimes it is important that you should know what are these properties which are available under the different headings. So since we are looking at first time, it's a good idea to look at all of these different properties. So that's about how you can create a bar chart within the QlikSense.